The first episode of The Gear Effect, we focused on smaller products, right? These were smaller upgrades that were sometimes affordable, they're often overlooked, and they quietly improve your workflow. In this episode, we're stepping into the bigger tools. Now, these are the upgrades that cost more, but they remove real limitations. They expand what you can shoot and what you can take on confidently and deliver to your clients confidently. So if the first episode was about making your workflow more efficient, this episode is about making your workflow more capable and expanding it. This is episode 2 of The Gear Effect, and in this holiday edition, it's completely about timing. These are not impulse purchases. These are tools that creators typically would wait on because they're bigger investments. Now, holiday sales and seasonal pricing are often times where these are easier to obtain, there's big discounts, and you can get these without overpaying. Today's episode is sponsored by Adorama, but as always, this is an honest and transparent review. Now, Adorama is one of the largest camera and gear retailers in the country, and they are a complete third party, right? They have no say-so in my opinions or anything like that. They just want me to share my honest opinion. And as always, I hope to give you enough information so that you can make an educated decision and decide which one of these upgrades is best for your workflow. Okay, jumping into storage first because it's often the most important, and you usually don't understand how bad storage is until it starts to slow down your workflow. Now, typically what that looks like for me is working with my laptop where I only have 500 gigabytes of storage, and I'm doing the whole storage tug of war where I'm waiting on stuff to move over from the cards to the laptop, or I'm having to delete old stuff in order to put new stuff on so that I can complete the project that I'm working on. The OWC 1M2 removed all of that friction, right? This is extremely fast storage that allows me to edit directly from the 1M2. It also allows me to offload my stuff at the end of the day, and it allows me to travel on the go. So it allows me to work remotely so that I can record all day, offload from my cards onto the Express 1M2, and then I can do my editing, etc. This takes my workflow from like that stop and go, and it makes it a process that flows, right? I'm gonna be taking this with me to CES, which is over 150,000 folks are gonna be on that floor, right? And so I need something that is reliable, something that allows me to offload at the end of the day, record a lot during the day, and then edit really fast at night. So when a finished shot doesn't look the way you want it, it usually gets blamed on the camera. And most of the time it's actually the lighting. I've been in plenty of situations where the room just doesn't look right on the camera, right? Or it's a small space, there's mixed lighting, there's weird color cast, or there's not enough separation between the subject and the background. Now, what I like about the ML100R is that it's flexible. It's not just a warm or cool bicolor light, right? I can dial in exactly what the space needs, and that's whether it's a clean white light or subtle background color like back here, or I can be completely creative without bringing extra lights. Because it's compact, it's easy to move around and it's easy to travel with. It doesn't feel like overkill either. So it gives you options when a space is too tight. For me, this is the kind of light that allows you to fix problems quietly, and it lets you shape a scene instead of just lighting the scene. Once you move beyond casual shooting and you start doing portraits, events, or client work, available light only takes you so far, and at a certain point, consistency and control becomes non-negotiable. At this level, you're not paying for just the light to work, right? You're paying for professional features and professional results that you can repeat over and over again. The Explore 600 Pro 2 kit does exactly that, and it gives you the control in a complete system, so it comes with the flash as well as the controller in the box. This consistency is what changes your output from potentially looking good to professional content that you can repeat and that clients are willing to pay for. So this is the kind of setup that opens the door for well-paying opportunities, not just paid gigs. Audio is one of those things where friction shows up fast, and it's not because you don't care about sound, but it's because stopping to wire someone up or dig through menus can cost you the moment. The Rode Wireless Micro Camera Kit fits the situation where you need usable audio quickly, and you don't want the setup to be the reason you miss the shot. Now, I'm wearing it here so you can hear what it sounds like in a normal shooting situation, and I've also recorded a short distance test earlier so you can hear how it performs when you move away from the camera. Now, this isn't meant to replace full wireless live system or even studio setup. It's for times when speed really matters. It's when the options and simplicity matters more than flexibility. This is designed for quick deployment, but let me know how you think this sounds in the comment section below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 70, 1, 2, 3. And I did it at 80 steps, about 3 meters a step. And direct line of sight, this is what you can expect. And you know, keeping in mind that we're using these type of microphones, you're not gonna be that far away from the camera anyway. So this is what you can expect from the Rode Micro Camera Kit. So one of the biggest reasons I reach for something like this is speed. You don't want the setup to become the barrier to filming. And with the Flow 2, you mount your phone first, and then you open it, and then you're ready to film. Now this keeps the process quick and intentional, and a major plus is that the mount doesn't get in the way. One of the worst things when using a gimbal is that you can't use anything else like audio or filters or anything like that because the design of the gimbal mount gets in the way of you adding those extra tools. Now the AR features are also really big because when you're completely on your own, it acts like a personal camera operator. This keeps you in frame and track so you can take advantage of spontaneous motivation that you sometimes get when you're on the go, or just, you know, spontaneous shooting opportunities. So this makes it easy to capture B-roll, behind the scenes footage, or mobile content without overthinking it and adding extra work. One of the hardest parts of shooting fast is committing to a frame before you know what the moment is going to give you. Now, I've missed a lot of shots before, not because I wasn't rolling, but because I was too focused on framing while it was happening. Now, the GoPro Max 2 360 camera gives you freedom. It allows you to capture everything around you and decide later what the shot actually is. Now, this is especially useful for me for events, for travel, and behind the scenes work where things move really fast. And it allows me to figure out the story later, right, while I capture the moment now. None of the gear in this episode is about chasing specs or buying things just to buy them. These are very feature-rich products, but every piece here removes different kind of friction. This is storage you can trust while traveling. It's lighting that helps you shape a space. It's flash that moves your work into a professional tier, or mobile tools that make it easier to show up solo, and a camera that protects you from missing the moment. That's the gear effect. It's not about more gear, it's about fewer limitations. And if you want to check out any of the gear from this episode, everything is linked below. And if you use those links, it helps support the channel at no extra cost to you. But more importantly, I hope this video helps you decide what it actually makes sense for the way you work. And with holiday and seasonal sales, this is the best time of year to make these kinds of upgrades thoughtfully. Now, if one of these tools stood out to you, let me know which product you'd like to see a dedicated review of in the comments. And if this series has been helpful, consider subscribing to the Cozy Coalition. More episodes of The Gear Effect are on the way. But as always, stay cozy in that crazy world, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.